them at this stage of the season, don't we? With the finishing line in sight. Quite simply, Reading have it, and they have it almost to spare. Leeds have lost it. Whether they can recover it, we'll see, after 2 defeats in their last 3 games. But a win tonight would certainly steady the nerves. It would also, Gary, get them, importantly, psychologically, back into that top 6, and only a win would do that.
No, without a doubt. You've got one very confident team out there and one very nervy team at the moment, and Leeds United, we've seen Forest win, the pressure becomes more intense. Reading can just come here, relax, confident. I'm sure we'll see that in their play.
Ian Hart goes out too long. He's in wonderful form. Ball from McAnuff. Certainly nervous moment at the back there, wasn't it, as Long closed in?
Well, it was a confident flowing move early in the game. What, 45 seconds on the clock. Ball put in the box, it's attacked well. He's just about get away with it. Straight away, they're putting the pressure on the home team, trying to get the crowd a little bit nervous as well.
By the Georgian, Kiznashvili. Naylor, Leeds-born, Leeds-bred. Required for a match when keeping your nerve, keeping your cool and composure is going to be so vital. Particularly for Leeds, with their stuttering form, Gary, and with the fact that Reading are pretty comfortably assured already of a playoff place. That's why the home side, the home support, are a little jittery. Snodgrass with this Leeds free kick.
Just when you want a decent delivery, put in the box from Snodgrass, doesn't get above waist high. Disappointment, just takes the pressure right off Reading.
There's Mills, out by O'Brien. McAnuff. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, Jimmy Kebe has been one of the standout players for Reading this season, was absolutely superb last time out in the win against Leicester City at the Medeski. But he's picked up a thigh injury and is missing. McAnuff has started, as we've seen, over on the right, and Robson Kanu may be rusty on the left for Reading. This is Connolly getting forward here for Leeds.
Does give somebody else a chance. Kebe, yeah, he's out. He's been fantastic for them this season, but he's injured. Got to get on with it.
Snodgrass. Recalled Connolly. Blocked by Ian Hart, who knows this place, this paddock, like the back of his hand. 9 years a Leeds United player. And by Snodgrass. Something looked like a shove in the back of Shane Long. Certainly given against O'Brien. Bradley Johnson. Painter is the target. Kiznashvili there. Snodgrass. Away by Mills. And here's Griffin, another experienced fullback that Reading have to call on. That pass, a little nervy, but it's away by McCarthy. Painter was close to that.
Your goalkeeper doesn't want a little bit of pressure like that early in the game. Very, very tight from an experienced player who you just mentioned.
And put aside, if you can, the agendas that both these sides have. Norwich's thumping win in the East Anglian derby yesterday made Reading's hopes of getting second spot a little more obscure, but they won't give up the ghost at all. They'll look to keep building on this astonishing 8-game winning run that they have.
Well, the two teams with that momentum are Reading and Hull just outside. And a fine run of form as well.
Here's Gradle. Howson, Connolly, Snodgrass. What we got here is a match between the top home scorers in this league. No one's scored more on their home patch than Leeds have here at Elland Road. Reading, on their travels, the second top scorers. Mind you, it did finish 0-0 when the two sides met earlier on this season.
You've cursed that then.
Yeah. Bradley Johnson. Kiznashvili.
Calmness personified there from Kiznashvili.
McAnuff. That's well documented, as well as scoring goals. Leeds concede by the bucket load. And Howson's given a little glint of light there, but a new first-choice centre-back pairing today, Gary, in Andy O'Brien and Naylor, starting his first game since all the way back in October. Is it a risk in a game like this?
It's always going to be a risk. You know, his experience will probably help. He'll talk out there, try and calm things down, but he's got a man in long against him who's in fine form, and he'll be looking to play off his shoulder, no doubt about it.
This is Robson Kanu.
Well, when you've won 8 games on the trot, you think anything's possible. He's hit that from a long way out. I think that you just mentioned the centre-half pairing. In front of them, a Livermore and Johnson, that protection that hopefully they'll give to Leeds United here this evening. 2 important players for them. Got to be disciplined to play those sort of roles and stay in front. Tie things up in there if you possibly can.
Painter, big show of faith in Billy Painter. Of course, Becchio not available for selection, but just 1 goal in what has been a fairly awkward season since he made the move from Swindon last summer.
We talked about how big a miss Kebe could be, but Becchio similar.
This is Hal Robson-Kanu. Leeds have assigned 2 to try to stop him, and still that's not enough. Excellent work. Naylor gets it out.
Fantastic play, quick feet. Went past the 2 defenders like they weren't there, but the final ball just not good enough.
Ian Hart, not his first return here to Ellen Road, came back a couple of times during his spell at Carlisle. He's won the corner. Very much, though, associated with that era when Leeds were living the dream, competing in the Champions League. And when the furniture was sold off, he was cleared out as part of it. And this is one department you feel Leeds will have to get right here. Do the basics properly to keep out this resurgent Reading force. McAnuff with the corner. Schmeichel with the claim.
At least they made the goalkeeper work. Leeds had 3 chances to put the ball in the box and failed each time.
Karachan pressurised by Gradle.
And we saw what Schmeichel tried to do there. Exploit the pace of Gradle. A long punt down the field, and Gradle applauding that.
Here's Lehigh. Back at left back after switching between the 2 flanks, compared to when McCartney's fit, and he'll tend to start on the right. George McCartney again missing for Leeds with a recurring injury. Misplaced by Bradley Johnson, and McAnuff has pounced. Johnson's got it back.
Held on a little bit too long there.
Gradle. Painter the only Leeds player in and around the penalty area. Snodgrass has arrived as well.
The problem is when you're not playing particularly well and you're nervous, you don't want to sort of break through and get in the box. You just sort of hang back a little bit, and you're a little bit afraid to get in there. But they've got to be brave. They've got to get their season back on track right at the back end of it and get back into that playoff position.
We'll be glad, Leeds, that this match is here. They have had their problems on the road. The defeats recently have all come away from home. They haven't lost here since all the way back in October. That's 14 games unbeaten.
They lost to Derby, didn't they? Sheffield United. Games maybe they would expect to win. But teams at the bottom, they don't want to go down. They're battling for their lives.
I was just looking at the card, if you like, in the Empower Championship of fixtures. All but 1 game, including the East Anglian derby last night and the games to be played tomorrow. All but 1 game have meaning at one or other end of the table.
It's been a fantastic season, isn't it? All the way through the Football League, the Premier League. It's been just fascinating. so far. There's only Chesterfield, I think they went up, they got promoted today, and Brighton out the whole lot have secured their places, so great to watch.
Queen's Park Rangers, of course, if everything goes their way at Cardiff tomorrow, could join that club back in the Premier League for the first time since 1995. The absence of these two from the top table hasn't been quite as long, but it's certainly been keenly felt in this part of the world. It's all well documented, the plight of Leeds. And as for Reading, well, they're unexpected contenders when you look back to New Year's Day, and they looked set for a mid-table finish, really. And you're in considerably better form than the rest. You do get yourself in a position with the momentum at this time of the season. We all know what can happen.
I think the key for this evening is an obvious one. If Leeds get the first goal, you fancy they could get something out of the game. If they concede first, you fear for them.
Griffin, McAnuff, Long, back to Joby McAnuff. Super burst, McAnuff, Schmeichel saves.
Just held on too long for me, one touch too many. Beautiful flowing move again. Just so used to seeing this from Reading. Pass move, there, it gets in tight. One touch too many there, allows Schmeichel to come out and block it. He does well, but you watch when he gets in here. I don't think he makes his mind up early enough. There's the extra touch, allowing Schmeichel to come out. Decent save, but made more easy by McAnuff.
Well, the centre halves are forward. Nashvili and Mills in tight in the goal mouth. It's whipped in. It's the far post where Long was lurking. Liverpool. Snodgrass. Karachan. Mills. Johnson on the back foot. Noel Hunt has pounced.
Again, the movement of Hunt and Long causing Leeds problems, as it probably will do all evening. And he just backs in, does enough there. Long hunts onto it in a flash, tries to get the shot away, and does bounce off his knee.
And the young French striker Mathieu Massé has been the strike partner for Shane Long for the last couple of games, but Noel Hunt, who's free of injury and scoring freely as well, back in the side. It's 5 in the last 6 for him. 10 in 13 for the man alongside him, Shane Long. It's not just about the scoring, though. Although he didn't score last week, he set one up for Jimmy Kebe. He's got the pace to get him behind as well, Shane Long, hasn't he?
Of course, without a doubt. I saw Norwich last night score 5 and the man didn't score. Well, Norwich certainly didn't show any nerves, did they? Away in that East Anglian derby. They went on to absolutely hammer them.
He did have the benefit of early goals, which is so important at this stage. All these games have a slight feel of a playoff, don't they? You can understand why.
Yeah. Great to be part of it.
He doesn't usually leave his bolt hole in the south of France, Ken Bates, but he is here tonight, the Leeds chairman. Had plenty to say, as you'd expect, about the players keeping their nerve and getting themselves into the position. And of course, if they don't have it within them to follow this one through, they'll probably be replaced in the summer, were his encouraging words, something along those lines.
It's all right for him sat in the south of France saying that. He hasn't got to be out there doing it.
But he signs the cheques.
Of course he does. I don't think people who sign cheques realise the pressure you do get put under.
Mind you, one thing that might stand Leeds in good stead, you cast your mind back 12 months, they look to be making easy work of promotion back to this level. But then got the jitters late on, and there was that extraordinary last day match here where they sealed the deal, going up with Norwich.
Well, I've been in that position, I know exactly how they feel. I mentioned it before maybe, but Notts County back into my career, top 2 all season. All of a sudden 5 games left, couldn't win a game, got in the playoffs, got knocked out. And we had a very, very experienced team at that point.
I think it's scenarios like that, isn't it? That's the reason that momentum is so important in the final race to the line. Here's Painter. Bradley Johnson couldn't hold it. Appealing for handball. Chest, says the referee, Eddie Ilderton. Here's Connolly. Painter. Connolly. Gradle. Didn't get that quite as he would have hoped. Long puts the pressure on.
The problem for Leeds is everybody's shooting for them, aren't they, in sixth place, because Swansea are 5 points in front. And that's the problem. Everybody else sees that as one last place, maybe. And that's a major collapse by the other teams. And that becomes your problem. It's easier being outside that top six and making a late run than being in the playoff positions. That's when the pressure hits you.
Well, everything's looking good for a royal celebration if Reading continue the way they're going, and he's got one planned for next week. He's on the guest list, isn't he, to the royal wedding, Sir John Medeski. Probably a few eyebrows outside Reading, people who didn't know the club when Brian McDermott was appointed to follow on from Brendan Rodgers. What an appointment it's been.
A lot of people questioned it, I think, when it first happened, but been proved totally wrong. Great to see an appointment like that. It was mentioned before the game. All the young players know Brian well, and it just seems a happy, harmonious place there.
Painter. Howson. Tidied up by Legit Wood. Now comes Kizunashvili. Legit Wood on. That's O'Brien.
This home crowd can be such a bonus for you, but when things are going against, you tend to get a little bit nervy, and you can hear the tension.
And it quickly swings from bonus to burden, doesn't it, on the backs of the Leeds players.
Such expectations from this club. I feel they deserve to be at the highest division. Still got a chance.
And this is a scenario that everyone here at Ellen Road would have seen a few times. Ian Hart shaping up, standing over a free kick. Unfortunately for the Leeds followers, he's in the colours of Reading tonight. The quality has not diminished from that left boot. Could be Schmeichel's. He had to punch it after it was touched on initially by Long. There's Gradle. Here's Griffin, neatly worked, still going Griffin. Just showed too much out of Painter, who can get it away. The centre forward is back doing so much defending, tells you that Leeds feel it's a moment for all hands on deck.
Saw the confidence in Griffin there, could have crossed it, backed himself to get in the box, maybe create a little bit more pressure. That's the corner for his team.
Mills with the near post guard, he might get there. Painter did. Got it away as far as McAnuff.
What a great area that was, wasn't it?
Michael thought about coming. A bit of a collision actually between Hunt and Mills, which might have taken the centre half's eye off the ball.
Oh, it's a terrific ball put in there, right in the area. Just needs an attack from somebody. It wasn't an attack, but then the ball comes back in, and it's 2-on-1 at the far post. Mills and Hunt there. One of them gets it. Could be one down for Leeds. Get away with that one.
Bradley Johnson.
At the moment, Painter's done more in his own box than his opposition's. Good to see a striker getting in those areas to help out, but you want him at the other end. At the moment, Leeds can't force anything.
Bradley Johnson. One of 8 wins has involved 4 games away from home that Reading have won. You can go back to February for the last time they were beaten. And so at Norwich, a contentious game where Grant Holt got the winner in the 94th minute. And also had a man sent off by then Reading. Well, we talk about their winning run of 8 games. Actually, they're unbeaten in 12 overall.
When you go out on the football pitch, when you're on that sort of run, you just think you're invincible.
I was just going to say, when you were with Forest and you knew every time you were going to go out that you were going to end up on the winning side, it's an intangible quality that all managers look for, isn't it?
Well, we went, what, 42 games without defeat, and it was Liverpool in the end beat us, a great Liverpool side. But you do, you've got such confidence when you go out there, you think anything's possible.
Now, this run of Reading wins actually is comparable with the form they put together when they were last promoted. That side that was captained by Graham Murty, our studio guest tonight. Only lost 2 games all season, which in this league is quite an astonishing feat.
Certainly is.
One of those was on the opening day as well, I think.
QPR have stayed up there most of the season. They do look like the obvious candidates. Everybody else has had their chances, haven't they, to pull away a little bit, but haven't been able to.
This is Livermore, one of those 4 changes made to the side that drew here against Watford. Clipped in, it's a chance for Painter. It's a super save from McCarthy.
Well, he's had nothing to do. That's a sign of a good goalkeeper. He's alive, he's aware of what's around him. This is the first time Leeds have put any quality in the box. They get caught out 2-on-1 at the far post. Look at that for an instinctive save there. Snodgrass who gets the head on it, and what a save. That's pure reaction. Luckily, it's at a height where he can react like that. Still a cracking save.
That's why he's keeping Adam Federici out of the side. First Leeds corner here. Can they capitalise?
We just saw it at the other end, 2-on-1 for Reading at the far post. We saw it again there for Leeds. Well, look at the crowd now. Just the lift the players needed.
Naylor's making a late arrival in the box. McCarthy thought about coming. It was Naylor actually who got his head to it.
He can be a threat, Naylor. Well, nothing to do in the first 24 minutes. But when called upon, he produces this. What a save. Comes at him quickly. Has to get a strong hand on it. Get it away from danger. 2-on-1 on the far post. Snodgrass can do no more there. It's just brilliant reaction from McCarthy to keep his team in this game early on.
We played over half of this first half. That's the first time that Reading have been really worried.
A couple each. Way through the first half. And one apiece on target. What a struggle for Leeds to create anything in this first half so far, but it's got to give them a lift.
Running quick to take the free kick. Quick thinking from Karachan. McAnuff. Teasing Lehigh. Gradle comes back. And Karachan just pulled back at his man Howson.
Simon Grayson will be delighted with what he's seeing from his strikers. Seen Painter get him back there and help him. Now we saw Gradle get back in the box and snuff out that little threat. If you're going to get in the playoffs, that's what you've got to do. It's about teamwork, it's not about individuals. moment, the protection Livermore and Johnson are giving the back four has not been bad.
Hunt thought he was going to be able to get it through to Long, but Naylor recovered. He felt he was being fouled there, Naylor, in the initial tussle with Long. The referee having none of it.
He's struggling to get Long and Hunt in the game. From wide areas have looked dangerous. Well, talk of a two-footed challenge there. Both feet off the floor. Look at the referee's position. It's a good one. You've seen players get booked for that at least. Sometimes even sent off. You've got to be so careful now.
Lehigh. Snodgrass. There's Connolly in support. He's going to go direct. He's Nashville's header. Griffin away. Snodgrass. That was a late challenge by Livermore. The referee perfectly positioned. This time he is going to show the yellow card to the on-loan Tottenham man.
It was late, wasn't it? I was really not very happy with that challenge, and I'm not surprised. Now he comes in really late, catches him, and lucky for him, Makinov gets up, doesn't make a meal of it.
Very different lie of the land to when these two sides met in November at the Medeski. Leeds 7th in the table before kicking off here. In fact, that was the last time they were outside the top 6. Reading 3 points behind. They were in 11th, just hovering towards the bottom of the top half. With them hovering just outside the top 2 as they are at the moment. A win here would take them 3rd ahead of Cardiff's visit of Queen's Park Rangers tomorrow.
Another chance for some quality to be put in that Leeds box. Doesn't often disappoint, does he, Hart? Seeing the away team on top, moving corners, not to get anything from them.
Pretty well by Leeds. Livermore helped it away. That's Karachan. Mills. Nashville as Reading centre halves combine. That's Hart. Fighting it right-footed, looking for Long and hitting it just that. A little too lengthy.
The beauty of having Hart on your side when he's taking free kicks and corners, he can mix it up so well. He'll whip them in with pace. He drove that one a little bit harder. Great to have that quality.
And the ability to add goals as well. He's in double figures for the season, 3 of them from the penalty spot. Nashville.
Save the goal kick. Good closing down.
Nearly half an hour played, Gary. It's been tense, it's been cagey at times. Is this what you expect with a game that carries so much like this one at this stage of the season?
You're always going to get nerves, obviously. I thought we'd see a little bit more from Reading, but I think they've been well policed. Talked about that protection from the 2 central midfield players before. It's helping the back 4. And the biggest threat has come from Makinov, Griffin on a couple of occasions. Instead of players in wide areas where they can mix it up. Robson Kanu on the other side. But I think Simon Grayson will be quite pleased with what his team have achieved so far. Not conceded.
It's not often in half an hour of football here that they don't either concede or score. There have been more goals scored at Elland Road than any other championship ground. 80 flying in at one end or the other. Kano. Long. Gradle. Connolly. Livermore. Snodgrass.
Pressure can get to you now. You see the game at the City Ground this afternoon. The tension was obvious for everybody to see. And you saw the relief at the end when Forest had won that game, what it meant. They kept the pressure on Leeds and got into that 6th place again. The goals you've seen at the City Ground in the last 3 games: 4-3 Reading won, 3-2 today, 2-0 against Burnley. It's an interesting place to watch football, the Championship, this season.
Free kick, Painter.
Certainly a good target. You put the quality towards him, you get players around him, Painter.
Just the one goal coming last month against Preston in the 2-1 win. To be fair to him, he's been down the pecking order.
And he got that wrong. Just don't want to be taking chances like that. Long with his pace, acceleration.
Robson Kanu. Connolly's going to be pulled up for that.
Simon Grayson was saying
picky referee might have done a little more than just had a word with him.
I think it's because it was taken from the wrong place. Simon Grayson pointing out that it should have been further back. That's probably why he's not booked him. No tension there then.
Not on the outside anyway. It's another Ian Hart delivery. O'Brien underneath it. So it was long and neither of them able to get anywhere near it. More live action from the Empire Championship for you tomorrow. Millwall still with faint hopes, have they, of getting into the top 6 against Preston, who have serious matters at the other end of the table. Live 5 o'clock. Sky Sports HD2.
Anything's possible, Bill, isn't it? We'll have also got Scunthorpe over the Easter period. As I said before, 2 teams who are fighting for the lives down there. They don't want to get relegated to League One. Millwall, of course, along with Leeds and Norwich, having incredible seasons, really, coming up. The 3 of them from League One last time out and thriving in the Championship this. It just gives everybody in League One a massive incentive, doesn't it? And it comes up with Brighton. I think they've got half a chance.
League new home, of course, for Brighton next year. They move into their gleaming new Falmer Stadium.
At the moment, Reading just can't feed long or Hunt. A lot of long high balls, and that's not the sort of service they want. They want it in the channels or to feet, but those avenues are being cut off quite well.
Well, both these clubs tend to score, Gary, the lion's share of their goals in second halves of games. Reading, as former club Nottingham Forest could attest to, scoring very late on in that 4-3 win after they were pegged back to 3-all. One of many goals they've scored in the last 5 minutes of matches this season. So there certainly won't be any forcing of the issue from Brian McDermott's side just yet, you wouldn't think. Ledgerwood. Griffin.
Look at that, and just shows how very, very tight this is in the first half. Really close between the two of them. Basics being done well by both teams.
Reading haven't been able to find the levels that they've set in recent weeks just yet. That's probably a credit to the way Leeds have policed them, is it?
I think he set up well, Simon Grayson. Going 4-4-2, he realises that if he goes with a very attacking formation, Reading could pick them off. Don't need to win the game in the first half, just keep it tight, don't concede. That's what they've done so far. And the longer the game goes on, go for it a little bit more.
Gradle has taken it away from Kizunashvili. This is Gradle. Oh, spilled by the goalkeeper, but it's wide.
That was his only option there, Gradle. Kizunashvili taking too many chances there. Tries to be clever, pulls it down, doesn't get away with it. Accelerates away and hits it really well. And McCarthy, you have to say, is a very lucky boy there.
We saw a goalkeeping error prove so costly for Leicester City earlier. Reading have got away with one there. Out comes McCarthy, punches. And Reading will look back to the super save he made earlier on to deny Snodgrass from the header. Maybe he earned a little bit of luck.
Yeah, he's had two saves to make. One was a crack at this one. Very lucky. Kizunashvili shouldn't do that. He's not a midfield player, he's a centre-half. Doesn't deal with it, and that doesn't seem to move a great deal in the air, and he just gets away with it. Hits it well, hits it hard. Not a great deal of movement, and that is so close to just rolling in, and he knows that. One or two words would be said to Kizunashvili there. Say, hold on, you're a centre-half, head it and kick it.
Well, Livermore looks nervously at the referee, who says to him, that is your last chance. Already booked, of course, Jake Livermore.
Yeah, the referee, I'm sure, will tell him that. Just lunges in. He knows he's already on a yellow card, and that's just reckless. It really is.
The Reading players have been kind enough to remind Eddie Ilderton of the fact that Jake Livermore's been booked. Ian Hart stands over it. Sprinkling of Reading players across the line of the Leeds box. Lehigh sees it trickle out for a throw.
The sort of balls into the box will suit Leeds more. And the ball's played obviously to feet. I expect Naylor and O'Brien to win aerial battles.
Griffin. Hunt. Ball's back by Bradley Johnson, who's done superbly well here for Leeds.
Really excellent pressure there from Johnson.
That's what he brings to the side, isn't it? And that's what Leeds missed when they were torn apart at Swansea the last time we saw them live on Sky Sports.
The appreciation from the crowd.
Leeds starting to play their way into the game. They've created the better openings so far. And frustrated Reading largely. A goal before half-time in these remaining 5 minutes or so would just seal a good 45 minutes work. And it's Never that easy, is it? Griffin.
We saw the experience of Naylor there, one-on-one with Long. He comes out on top, Naylor.
Hart.
They're the sort of balls they want, Long and Hunt. To feet drilled in there. Seen a couple in the last few minutes.
Painter given the chance to run in behind Griffin. He's got the better of the experienced fullback as well. He's got Howson in the middle. He's got Snodgrass arriving. Howson didn't really get the power, could he?
No, willing enough to get in the box. Painter has to hold it up. He does well here, he's strong. Just knocks Griffin over quite comfortably, but nobody's really breaking at that point to get in the box. Still not a white shirt. There's one arriving, and there's Gradle. Slightly behind him, it's beyond the penalty spot. It's got to be an unbelievable header to beat McCarthy from there.
Landmark night tonight for Johnny Howson, his 200th appearance for Leeds. No free kick there for Billy Painter.
It certainly looked like one. We saw the problem there for Leeds. Painter did get in that good area. You're looking for bodies to break forward quickly. It didn't really happen.
A little bit of shuffling of the pack by Simon Grayson, and that Snodgrass has gone to the left, and Gradle at the moment is playing over on the right side of that three, if you like, just behind Billy Painter.
It's a flexible formation, isn't it? They've done a great deal wrong in the first half, Leeds. Just the pressing high up the pitch.
Robson Kanu. Hart.
They spring out on Reading every time. You get possession in midfield, force them all the way back. It's good. When you've got those two protected players, you can do that.
Legendwood. Spots the gap and exploits it as well.
Look at the pressure on the edge of that box again. 4 white shirts around. No way through that gap.
Griffin. Long. And Robson Kanu, the only man in the centre, but didn't need him. It's a corner off O'Brien.
We see another delivery whipped in with quality.
It's when Reading step up the pace of their attacks. The first time passing when Leeds have struggled most. So first touch from Long, which led up to this corner. There's Reading's top scorer right in the thick of it there. That's difficult for Schmeichel and co. He mills his head up. Off the back of O'Brien.
He didn't know a lot about that, did he?
Hunt. He's looking for the free kick. He's found Hal Robson Kanu.
Well, we expected quality when Hart ran over to take this corner. Weren't disappointed again. There's the header against the back of O'Brien's head. In the right position, but knew nothing about it.
Howson. Livermore. Nearly stolen away by Legendwood. A giant boot upfield from Kasper Schmeichel. Well, the first half that's seen Leeds stop the rot as far as their conceding of sloppy goals has been recently, particularly on their travels.
I'm sure everybody around the
stop the Reading juggernaut.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody around the top six will be hoping this stays as a draw.
McAnuff. Look at goalless draws. There's one added minute. Is signalled by Nigel Miller, the fourth official. Apart from the one between each other at the Medeski earlier on this season, they've only had one other one apiece. Very rare that experience those sort of scorelines. Mills. Great. So two sides who've been dripping with goals in recent weeks haven't been able to find one in the first 45 minutes here at Elland Road, largely due to Alex McCarthy, the England under-21 international, in the Reading goal. One super save to deny Robert Snodgrass one nervy moment when he nearly spilled the ball into his own net. So 0-0 at half-time.